Today, sick of Pokemon Go? There's always Pokemon Lego. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint. Several things occurred last week, which either makes our job easier or harder depending on how funny those things were.
Which one makes it easier?
I don't know anymore. I've lost the ability to feel. We spoke last week about Niantic selling several of its apps, most notably Pokemon Go, to the Saudi government. Reminder, they're selling the games to Scopely, wholly owned by Savvy, wholly owned by Saudi. Remember it like taxonomy, domain, kingdom, phylum, class, etc. It goes Saudi, Savvy, Scopely, Squirtle. Anyway, reactions to the announcement were, well, not mixed, but not good. So Michael McWhorter at Polygon sat down with Pogo's senior product director, Michael Steranka, to let everyone know that it's actually great. Usually I say quote before I read a quote, but I forgot that time. That was a quote. The full quote is, quote, "What I would love to be able to get across is like, hey, it's actually great," which is definitely something a buddy tells you before making you try Malort or Surströmming. McWhorter asks the logical follow-up question, why do you think it's going to be great? To which Steranka talks for a whole paragraph about having met with Scopely, how they seem nice, and how they have the resources to be successful. At no point does he mention anything approaching an improvement or even a change to the game. Why will this be great, Michael? What you've described is a neutral movement at best. That's not great. We've been conditioned well enough by now that a change in ownership cannot and has never led to an improvement for the end user. And when McWhorter lobs you the easy pitch, I'm sorry, other Michael, of why will this be great, you can't even muster some kind of unprovable lie about server speeds? Additionally, in response to everyone's biggest question, where is all the user location data going, Steranka insists they follow all regulatory requirements and that data is kept on US servers and they never sell the data to third parties. No, it was actually the first party people were worried about, the one at the top of my previous strained reference.
In distressingly expensive news for millennial parents specifically, LEGO and Pokemon have announced a partnership. That's right, two multi-generational super brands are going to force me to dig through the couch cushions and bring the bottles back to the depot every time our kid's friend has a birthday party because all our regular money is now going to be spent buying our own distinct sets of adorable Pokemon bricks.
Wait, why can't we just share?
Because it's not the same. For once, I want to crack open all the carefully labeled bags and then sort the bricks by color and then by shape. I want to experience the slow realization that this is the top half of Squirtle's shell and not the bottom half like I initially thought. I want to be the one who places the last little beard hair under Gyarados' hungry little face and witness it transforming from a pile of forever plastics into a fearsome ally.
We could just keep the instructions. We could even label some plastic bags.
The two companies announced their planned multi-year partnership Tuesday, but the first products aren't going to be available until 2026. So in the interim, Pokemon engineers will need to content themselves with Mega Blocks, Pokemon Nano Blocks, or the ever-popular toilet paper rolls and construction paper.
Assassin's Creed Shadows will be hitting the street shortly, so you should be seeing even more advertising from Ubisoft's worldwide divisions. But one is already standing out more than the others. Ubisoft Brazil has produced a live-action ad for Shadows, because at this point, who cares about gameplay? You know whether you like a good-ass Creed or not. So why not blow the budget by play-acting Hideki Anno and getting to make your own childhood dream come true, a tone-perfect pastiche of Japanese tokusatsu TV shows. You know the type, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, folks in hero costumes, striking poses, dodging pyro, and near-missing day actors in putty suits. Does the game itself have a heavy tokusatsu feel? Judging from Ubisoft's own trailer, not really. But then again, even that trailer says it doesn't feature actual gameplay, so who's to say what the truth really is? What it will do is follow in the footsteps of previous Assassin's Creed games for being beautiful set pieces, interesting gameplay, and delicious, delicious bugs. It's hard not to think that maybe Ubisoft Brazil has the right idea for what Shadows could be. A schlocky 1980s ham sandwich of a period piece, akin to Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Yeah, remember that? Produced in 2013, but taking place in the future of 2007. That game, Ubisoft knew what it was all about. Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to look great, but when the Like a Dragon series births a new sequel next year where, let's say, Majima quantum leaps back in time and becomes Oda Nobunaga's wife, it's going to be hard to argue that Ubisoft made the game that understands Japan best.
In other fun Assassin's Creed Shadows news, Ubisoft is recommending that employees not disclose on social media that they work at Ubisoft in order to avoid harassment from racists who are angry that the game features Yasuke, a historical black samurai. Ubisoft is also making psychological and legal assistance available to targeted employees. Isn't it great that those sentences are real? How do we fix this? I don't know, I just want to get this out. Could Ubisoft be doing more to protect its staff from harassment, though? Buddy, it can't even protect its staff from internal harassment. In fact, 3 former Ubisoft executives are going to be in French court on June 2nd for harassment. So this combination of facts means that Ubisoft has managed to take the survivorship bias diagram model of human resources management and project it onto the integrated survivability onion model of being on the computer, i.e. don't be seen, in a casual act of statistical horror. Cool.
Which Lego Pokemon piece do you think will hurt the most when we inevitably step on it?
Sandslash seems like an obvious choice, but I think it's Voltorb.
Oh, I'm confident even Lego will not electrify the Pokemon.
No, because it's just a ball, so if you step on it, the next thing you're going to remember is waking up on the floor.
We're going to need to Poke-proof the whole house.
Coming up, the CWA has started a new industry-wide union called United Video Game Workers for anyone in the video game industry, even if you're out of work. And what the hell are your ex-bosses going to do to stop you? Fire you again?
Want to thank, as ever, our mods for populating our CheckPoint tip line with some tips on stories that we might have otherwise missed. Want to thank Beej, Nelson, and Cameron for writing 3 of the stories this week. Cameron wrote second Ubisoft story about the harassment. Nelson wrote the Lego Pokemon, and Beej wrote the other Assassin's Creed story about the Tokusatsu ad, which is awesome, by the way.
I know. It makes me want to make a Tokusatsu now.
Yeah. And I should say, speaking of that Lego story, we do build Lego as a family, the three of us. And it's not quite as fraught as Kathleen's read of that story.
No, Nelson wrote that story, and like how we do it in our house is it's very organized. Is we open up the bag and then we all sort the Lego together, and then we're following along because we get the expert sets.
We're working on the botanical garden right now, and it's amazing.
Penelope is very good at building Lego and can follow the instructions on the adult sets just fine. So everybody gets to do a page of instructions at a time, unless your page is stick these 4 bricks on, and then maybe we change it up and you do 2 pages or something.
Yeah.
But then ideally, we're all contributing to it.
I did put together a minifig last time. And this is after.
Oh yeah, Penelope insists on doing all the minifigs now.
This set comes with 14 of them, and she's put 9 of them together. And then we get one bag, and I'm like, oh, and I just sort of put the hair on and do whatever. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I put one minifig together.
But every time there's a particularly juicy looking set of instructions that I get, Penelope sort of looks over longingly, and I'm like, you can do this page. So I will say I do build the least Lego out of anyone in the house. Just because somehow my turn becomes eroded.
We should get you your own set that's just for you. Not of the botanical.
I like building it with other
people. I know.
People.
Not of the botanical garden. It's super expensive and it's massive.
Oh, it's so big.
We don't know where we're putting it.
Yeah, we have no home for this item. So
what a
coming
mistake.
Up.
Oh God.
But it's been good because it was the family Christmas present, and every we build a bag every few days if we're not doing another thing.
Mm-hmm. Excited about this the potential, hopefully, of the United Video Game Workers Union. This all just sort of this is all brand new. This just sort of bubbled to the surface at GDC, where they announced their existence and what they were doing and everything. And it's I don't know how this all works. But when you've got in the movie industry, you've got there's a union for the makeup artists and a union for the gaffers and a union for the all the different disciplines have different, and obviously the actors as well. All the different disciplines have their own unions or guilds or whatever. And this is just sort of they're anyone who works in video games, but isn't in charge of hiring and firing.
Not the class traders in HR.
In HR, everybody get in here. And cool, but I don't. Is that how that works? I don't know. I wish them the best.
No disrespect to anybody who personally works in HR, but everybody should know that HR's job is not to protect the employees; it is to protect the company. Individually, I'm sure you're all lovely people, but your job is not worker advocate.
No, that was kind of it on everything that we covered. You might want to actually go read that little interview on Polygon. Not you. I wouldn't inflict this upon you, but you at home might be interested in reading that interview with the guy from Niantic.
It seems like a bunch of it seems like one of the easiest, gentlest puff pieces ever set up with lobs how will this be great and stuff like that, where he's like, there's no pushback.
There was a couple clarifying questions, but it was just sort of like, how will this be great? And then the guy just talks, but he doesn't say anything about how it will be great. It'll be great for you. It'll be great for Niantic because you're getting bought out, and everyone's presumably, you especially as senior game director, will probably get some sort of bonus. But will it be great for the users? No.
Did McWhorter then press back and be like, that you haven't answered my question?
No, not on that particular question. So, yeah.
Well, journalism ain't what it used to be.
To be fair, there's only 14 games journalists left. So
I know.
I'm going easy on them. They've been through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, to still have a job as a games journalist at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of which, thanks for supporting us here at Loading Ready Run, doing our own take on this.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like independent media is the future of media.
Mm-hmm. And we are that, and we are here because of your support.
We're extremely independent.
Yeah, our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. If you watch our streams live, you can support us there. Speaking of which, we have the pre-release for Dragon Storm.
Yes.
Tarkir Dragon Storm coming up next Friday, starting at 10 a.m. That'll be on the twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun and youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. Mm-hmm. You can also become a member of this YouTube channel. We'll be shouting out some folks at the end of the video. And we have a sale. We're moving warehouses, and that means that there's a whole bunch of stuff that is there in very limited numbers that we just don't feel like paying to move. And so it's on deep discount sale for you.
The reason we have these things is say we sell a bunch of t-shirts and we sell out all of the larges, but then yours gets lost in the mail due to no fault of your own. And you say, hey, can I have another t-shirt? And then we send you another t-shirt. In order to have that other t-shirt to send you, you have to do these things called stock holdback.
Safety stock.
Basically, 6 of these shirts are now available because it's kind of a no refunds. Sorry if they run out, but we're moving warehouses, so we will not be able to have the infrastructure around to be my t-shirt never arrived. So here's a free shirt.
Or we made a Loading Ready Run logo shirt in orange instead of blue to take to PAX Australia to sell as a PAX Australia thing. And we did that twice, but they've never gone up on the store. And then we were we have all these boxes of orange logo shirts. We should sell these on the store. So, it's stuff like that. Poke around. Have fun. It'll be going until early April.
The one thing you can't buy is a CheckPoint mug.
No, we did have a few of these, but they've sold out now.
They're all gone. So I'm just going to... Can you just hold out your hand here? Oh, I'm nervous now.
You're good. Smash!
No more.
Heather, please add sound effects. Okay, bye. Smash!